Hi everyone, I'm Sasha and welcome to the Dear Little Her podcast. Dear Little Her is actually an organization and project that I recently started dedicated to empowering young women all over the world through self-love, healing, and advice. Overall, I just wanted to create a safe space where all young girls can feel seen, loved, and understood. Also focusing on healing the inner child because I think that's super special and super important. On Instagram, I am at Dear Little Her, and you can also check out my TikTok where I post more advice and positivity content called Healing with Sasha. Both of the socials will be in the description below. I really hope that you enjoy this video and can walk out feeling so much better after this. This video is about your dreams. Your dreams are non-negotiable. And I want to talk about this because how I used to view my life a couple years ago is so different from how I view it now. See, the younger me was so afraid of putting herself out there. When I was little, I always knew I loved giving advice. I was the friend that people usually came to when something was wrong, and I just felt like I could always piece together the right words to say. Even if it wasn't perfect, I always loved just giving advice to people. Whether that was just in school or out of school, I'd love to talk on FaceTime with people and just share my opinions, because for a long time, I started reading books on psychology and self-improvement, and I just think that that's when I really found my passion. So about 2 years ago, when I was in school, I really wanted to start a YouTube channel. I started watching very amazing content creators like Tom Carr and The Wizard Liz, and I looked up to them so much because I thought their videos were absolutely incredible. They would sit down and do talking videos like this, and I would watch all of them and just feel so inspired. Every part of me knew that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, or that I wanted to start posting videos of me speaking. But what held me back was that thing inside of me that was like, why are you doing this? It was that fear that was holding me back. There are so many things, so many beautiful things that God has planned for you. So many things that He has for your purpose. That dream that's tugging on your heart every time you go to your 9-to-5 job, where you just feel like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm meant for more. When you're stuck in that relationship with that person who is just not even making you happy, who's making you question your worth, and you're sitting there and you're telling yourself, I'm meant for more. If you're watching this video, you are meant for more. Listen, it's so easy to grow up and be taught that you have to go to 4 years of college, that you have to finish high school, that you have to become a doctor or a lawyer or work for your parents' company or another company that you saw, that you have to be in an office 9-to-5, earning for your family and whatever. And if that's your path, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there is nothing wrong with going a little bit off course. There is nothing wrong with saying, I don't want a 9-to-5. Maybe that's not how I want to live my life. Maybe I want to start a business. Maybe I want to learn a skill. Maybe I want to get into acting or dance or theater. Maybe film is my passion. Maybe whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but it doesn't have to be one path. There is no one path to success. So I just want to say that whatever your dreams are, whether that's to become a famous actor, like I was saying, whether that's to start up your own company, whether that's to whatever it is yours, and it is there for a reason. It is tugging on your heart because you need to go after it. And that's what I want to talk about, choices. Because all it is choices. Now, I'm going to go back to myself 2 years ago. I had a choice right then and there. I could have picked up my iPad and I could have planted my iPad down and just started talking in front of a camera. But I was so worried about what my classmates would think. See, for a long time, I struggled so much with my worth. My worth was basically just handed to everybody else. Basically, how I felt important was if somebody noticed me, if somebody liked me. But God forbid somebody didn't like me. And I got so upset. It turned me away from my goals. It turned me away from my passions. And I just really just became quiet. And I was quiet for a long time. I was in groups of friends where they would talk and I would just listen. I would say yes to everything. I would never stand up for myself. I was basically just living in like this shell. You have to break that shell and get out of there. You cannot keep living in a comfort zone. And what I mean by this is, yes, you're taught that there's a certain path that you have to take in life. But you have to decide, is this really what I want? Is this really what I want? And sometimes putting yourself out there takes more than those people who are just following everybody else, because it's so easy to be like, well, yeah, but all my classmates are doing this, but all my friends are doing this, but what about you? What do you want to do? You have to realize that you have one life, one time to become anyone you want to be. We live in a world where we are so blessed enough that we have access to social media, that we have access to the internet. You can learn any skill just by going on YouTube for free. YouTube is literally free. If you have access to the internet, and if you have access to a mobile device or an iPad or a computer or whatever it is, you literally have access to learn anything. And that is what I started to do. I realized, wow, okay, so I really like giving advice, but how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to start learning, and I am still learning to this day, but I am not giving up. Because if you show up with honesty and love, that's all that needs to happen. All you got to do is show up. So speaking of that, I was really nervous, and I just decided one day, like 2 years later, it just hit me like, I just have to make it happen. It can be messy. It doesn't have to make sense. I don't have to have 100,000 supporters. I just need to have one. And my best friend really encouraged me to start posting. She's like, you just got to give it a shot. And that's what I did. And I just gave it a shot. And I posted my first video. Did people talk about it? Absolutely. Were people like, oh wow, she's actually like posting and putting herself out there? Yes. People will always have something to say. But here's where I need you to realize that no matter what you do, whether it's a 9-to-5 job, whether it's becoming a fitness instructor, whatever it is, someone is going to say something about you, and not everyone's going to like you. But here's where you have to remember the why. You want to start a business. Why? Why is this a business that you want to start? What made you want to even come up with this idea in the first place? You want to start an organization. That's what I wanted to do. I had to find my why. My why was the little girl in me who knew she needed somebody to help her feel guided, to feel loved, and to feel understood. And I know that there are so many girls across the world who were feeling the same way that I was, that need somebody to help guide them and give them advice and give them love and appreciation. Because honestly, the world needs more of that. But you need to find your why, and you need to stick to your why. Let's go back to the topic of choices. So now that I've talked about that, the fact that you need to find your why, you need to make choices that lead you to become the person that you want to be. There's this phrase that I always hear, and it's act like the person you want to become. It is absolutely beyond true. You need to act like the person that you want to be. You want to be a CEO of a company? Start waking up and acting like it. You realize that your life is in your hands. All you got to do is start. How do you start? You look online and you say, I need to start a business, but I don't know where to start. Start small. Start with just your social media. Start with just the platform that you have, with the followers that you have. Make it happen. You want to learn how to dance? Take a class. Just take a class. Go to a free workshop. Watch YouTube videos on beginner tutorials. You want to learn how to paint? Same thing. Just start. Just give it a shot. It's like learning a new language. You're learning. And this is where I learned this idea where instead of just thinking like, yeah, okay, so my channel is really small, right? I don't have many subscribers, but the ones that do listen to my videos, I'm grateful for each and every one of you, but I'm starting small. But in my head, I know that I'm meant for more, and I know that I can make it happen. And that is what I tell myself every day. I don't care if I have 50 subscribers for 2 years. Because I know deep down that if I stay consistent and that if I keep on doing what I love to do and go back to my why, I am not going to quit. And that's exactly when the work gets done, is when you decide in that moment that you're not going to quit. You cannot quit. Make it happen, but don't quit. It's so easy to walk away from so many things that you're passionate about because it simply just starts to get hard. And I want to go back to the language example because I think it's so easy to understand. When I came to the US, I did not know any English. And so when I started learning, I was about 8 years old. I did not know how to speak. I would cry when it came to reading. I would absolutely feel so discouraged. I just pushed it away because it was so difficult. And so what did my parents do? They put me in a school where all the kids spoke English. They threw me in there like that and they said, just go. Do it afraid. Just learn. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to literally give yourself a little tug and say, hey, you know what? You gotta go into that pool of people. You gotta go give it a shot. Even if it's scary, that's when the work gets done. It is not when you're in your comfort zone and when you're trying to just post videos, but nobody gets to watch them but yourself. No, it is exactly when you post that video, hit that button to press send and post it and see what happens. You get 5 views, don't delete it. You get 10 views, don't delete it. Keep your videos up and keep going back to your why. Every single time I feel discouraged about growth of my content or whatever I'm posting, I remember my why. I do not care if this reaches 1 million people. Of course, that is my goal, but my goal is to essentially get, my target audience is young girls who just need support and love, and that is exactly what I want to reach, whether that's my 2 friends from high school, 2 friends from middle school, or just 3 random strangers. It does not matter. If you have a why, that's all that matters. Because eventually you will grow, and eventually you will reach your audience, and that's the goal, but all you have to do is just begin. And anyway, do it scared. If people are going to say something at school, if that's what you're worried about, you really have to think about, are these people, do I look up to them? So let's say that I want to grow my brand. Let's say that I want to grow my business and I'm selling cookies and I'm baking. And everyone's like, oh, this girl is baking and selling cookies. She's being so stupid and what is she doing and blah, blah, blah. Are these people paying your bills? Are they helping you? Are they working on you? Because I'm sure you don't want that, those kinds of people on your team, but are these people essentially helping you get to the version of yourself that you're striving to be? And if the answer is no, then their opinions don't matter. There's a difference between constructive criticism where people are genuinely encouraging you and saying, hey, you know what? This would be nice if you could just fix this, or maybe I've been running a business for a couple of years myself, I can help you on this. There's a difference between that, because we all need constructive criticism in order for growth to occur, because we can all kind of push each other and help each other. But when it comes to that hate and that negativity from your classmates or even your family, it doesn't even matter. You can tone it down and you can just say, I don't want to listen to this right now. Tunnel vision on your goals and your life. Your dreams are non-negotiable. And you need to walk and talk and act like you're succeeding and like you're winning. I wake up every morning and I do not care if I sound delusional or crazy. I wake up like I'm living my dream life. I was doing this exercise. I did a masterclass with Shelby Sapp, and she is the owner of She Sells Academy, absolute incredible woman. So I did a masterclass with her, and she had us do a visualization exercise where you would close your eyes and you would picture your dream life. And she would basically ask us how we were feeling, what we were seeing, what we were doing. And I started doing this exercise every single morning. I would wake up and act like I'm living the dream life that I have. I would be grateful for everything that I have now, but I know that there's more out there, and I know that all it takes is consistency. Guys, I want this video to be a pep talk for you, because I want you to realize that all you have to do is start. All you have to do is make little choices that lead you to where you want to be, and just give it a shot. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be this big thing. Just make it happen. That's all that needs to happen. Just make it happen. Your dreams are yours for a reason. There's a reason why you want to go after that thing, and you have to just go for it. Okay, people are going to say something regardless. People are going to reject you. You're going to reach out to brands, and 50 of them are going to say no, but you're going to get that one yes. You're going to go audition for that show or audition for that movie, and you're going to get 55 people tell you that you can't. But you got to tell yourself that you can, and you got to remember the why. Why are you here? Why are you in this audition room? Why are you in this job interview? Why are you doing this? You have to go back to your why. Your why is there for you forever. It is what pushes you to go after your goals, to go after your dreams. It is literally what gets you to that place. And I want you to know that no matter what you're doing, I am so incredibly proud of you. I am so proud of you for starting. I'm so proud of you for trying. I'm so proud of you for getting out of bed and saying, today, I'm going to try to do something differently. Today, I'm going to make a different choice that will lead me to my goals, even if it's small, even if it's as simple as, I'm going to do 25 minutes of exercise today. And that is a big thing for you. And I am so incredibly proud of you. No matter what you're doing, I want you to know that you can succeed. And I love you, and I'm so proud of you, and I will continuously say that. But whenever you need a little bit of hype and a little bit of advice and just some love, please come back to this video. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great and blessed day.